Hello, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to you all once again to this lesson. Inshallah, in this lesson, we are looking at, of course, this is the grammar lessons in which we are using the book An-Nahw al-Wadih, easy grammar or clear grammar. Inshallah, our topic today is al-fi'l al-mudari' al-mu'tal al-akhir. We've already talked about al-fi'l al-mudari' al-mu'tal al-akhir. That is the present tense verb that has a weak ending. When we say something is mu'tal, we mean the thing is weak. When we say something is mu'tal, the thing is weak. And here it tells us that mu'tal al-akhir, we are told that al-fi'l al-mudari' al-mu'tal al-akhir, fi'l mudari that has a weak ending. وأحوال إعرابه وأحوال إعرابه, that is the verbs, the present tense verbs with weak ending and their cases of grammatical analysis. How do we do their grammatical analysis, or how do they appear when you are speaking and a present tense verb with a weak ending comes in? How do you treat it when you are writing and you come across a present tense verb which has a weak ending? How do you treat it depending on its position in the sentence? Today, this is what we are going to look at, inshallah. I'm going to hasten a bit today with the examples because it's a whole lot. And mostly I do not like the video to be lengthy. And because it's grammar, I do not want to cut it halfway. Okay, so let's get into the examples right away. He says, يَتَغَذَّى الْغُلَامُ. يَتَغَذَّى means to feed, to eat. يَتَغَذَّى الْغُلَامُ, the boy is eating, or the young boy is eating. أخشى البرد, I fear cold. لماذا تنسى وعدك, why do you forget your promise? وعد is promise. Okay, then we come here. أنت تدنو من الكبش. أنت تدنو من الكبش. تدنو is from the verb dana, to draw close to. So he's telling you that Anta tadnu min al-kabsh, you are getting close to the kabsh, and kabsh is ram. Yasfu al-jaw, ram yani goat, yani R-A-M, or is it sheep? Yasfu al-jaw, the weather or the atmosphere is becoming clear. Safa yasfu means to become clear, to become pure. So if it says yasfu al-jaw, the atmosphere is becoming clear. Ya'adu al-hisan. Ya'adu is from the verb ada, ain, dal, alif. Ada. Ada means to run. Ay bimana jara. Ya'adu al-hisan bimana yajri al-hisan. So the horse is running. And it says here, ashtahi at-ta'ama. Ashtahi means I desire. I desire food. I wish for food. I feel for food. Yajri al-ma'u, water is running. The water is running. Ya'wi al-dhi'bu. Ya'wi is from the verb awa, ain waw alif maksur. Awa is to howl, the cry of the wolf. Al-dhib, of course, is the wolf. Ya'wi is the howl. So the wolf howled, or the wolf cried out. That is the cry of the wolf. Simple like as that. Okay, now we come again here, number one from this side. It says awaddu an yatagadha al-gulamu. So you look at the changes. If there is any changes, you can compare it, yatagadha here and that one here. And it says awaddu an yatagadha al-gulamu. Awaddu an, I wish that the boy will eat. Awaddu an yatagadha al-gulam. I want the boy to eat. Okay. Awaddu an usallima alayka. I wanted to say hello to you. Awaddu an usallima alayka. I can say marartu bi bil hayy, or marartu bi baytika. Marartu bi baytika wa awaddu an usallima alayka. I passed by your house and I wanted to say hello to you. That is the awaddu there. So yajibu an akhsha al barda. I must fear cold. Now look at akhsha here if there was any changes. Of course, akhsha is present tense verb with a weak ending because it ends with alif. Here again it says lan tansa wa'adaka. Tansa here and that one here, if there is any changes that you've observed. Lan tansa wa'adaka. You will not forget your promise. Lan tansa wa'adaka. You will not forget your promise. So realize that here there is no changes. When an came and lan came, the adawat and nasb, the articles that makes the present tense verb end in the accusative case, that is end in taking fatha, nothing of them worked here. It didn't cause any changes. An did not affect the verb, and here did not also show, lan did not also show anything apparent for us to see. Let's get to the next batch. We have akhafu an tadnu min al-kabshi. Akhafu an tadnuwa. There is a fatha here. So if you are using the book, you would see the fatha on the waw. Akhafu an tadnuwa min al-kabshi. I fear that you get close to the ram. Yasurruni an yasfuwa. So here you can see the fatha is clear here. Because I'm using the PDF, some of them, there are some abnormalities here. Yasurruni an yasfu al jawu. It excites me that the weather becomes clear, the weather becomes pure. Lan ya'adwa al hisanu. The horse will not run. So in this batch that the verb is ending with wow, ending with wow, we can see that when it is supposed to take the fatha, it took the fatha clearly. And here above here, when it was alif ending the verb, this sign here like yai without dot is alif al-maqsur. When alif comes, alif did not take the fatha. It's the same an, lan. But here when it was waw, we realized that waw took the fatha. Akhafu an tadnuwa, yasurruni an yasfuwa, lan ya'duwa. So waw is a weak letter, alright. So these verbs here we have are also mu'tal al-akhir. They are verbs with weak ending, but then their weak ending is waw, and the waw takes the fatha, alright. Let's get to the next batch. It says lan ashtahiya at-ta'ama. Let's note that here it is ending with yai. So I prefer that when you are writing and it's supposed to be yai, put the dot there. It is confusing at times. So if you are using the book again, you see that ashtahiya comes with the yai, the dot shows, alright. Lan ashtahiya. So you check the difference. We are comparing these verbs. We are comparing them on both sides. So ashtahi here, realize that ashtahi at-ta'ama. Ashtahi, the yai did not take any vowel. Yajri, the yai did not take any vowel. Ya'wi, the yai did not take any vowel. But then when we come here, it says lan ashtahiya. So you realize the difference. I will not desire food. I will not wish for food. Uhibbu an yajriya. Look at it here. Yajriya as against yajri here. So an has caused it to take the fatha. Here is also yai. Lan uhibbu an yajri al-ma'u. I love that the water runs. I want the water to run. Lan ya'wiya al-dhi'bu. Ya'wiya. Can see that the ya'wiya is also taking the fatha. The wolf will not howl or howl, as some will say. Okay. So realize that when it's supposed to take fatha and the verb, present tense verb, is ending with alif, alif will not take the fatha. Even though an and lan precede it, the verb will still not take the fatha. We will not see the fatha. It will be in the accusative case, but the fatha will not show because alif cannot take any vowel. But then when it is waw ending or yai ending, they take fatha, alright. Waw and yai can take fatha. And so when it is accusative, the fatha shows. So if you are speaking to someone and you say, Uridu an tajriya bisur'atin. Uridu an tajriya bisur'atin. I want you to run fast. You don't say Uridu an tajri bisur'a, because you've learned the qaida that when it is a verb and it's a weak ending verb, but the ending is yai, the yai takes the fatha. So you say uridu an tajriya bisur'atin. You say uridu an tad'uwa li. Uridu an tad'uwa li. I want you to pray for me. So you say tad'uwa. You don't say uridu an tad'u li. Say uridu an tad'uwa li. I want you to pray for me. Okay. Let's see the last batch. How many do? Okay. It says lam yatagadda. So the moment you see lam, you know we are talking about the jusive case where it is supposed to be majzoom, where the verb is supposed to end in sukun, because that is what lam does. But these verbs we have here, they are weak ending verbs. So let's see if they will take sukun or what will happen to them. Lam yatagadda al-gulamu. The boy did not eat. Now look at what happened to yatagazza. Of course, we've learned that yatagazza ends with alif here. We've seen that yatagazza ends with alif, akhsha ends with alif, tansa ends with alif. So when we come here and we see lam yatagazza, that means alif has been taken away. It has been deleted. Lam akhsha al-barda, akhsha, alif has been taken away. So if you are holding the book, I don't want to be scrolling back and forth. You can check, you can be comparing. You can realize that the tagazza alif has been deleted, akhsha alif has been deleted. It says la tansa wa'adaka. Do not forget your promise. Of course, lam here, lam yatagadda al-gulam, the boy did not eat. Lam akhsha al-barda, I did not fear the cold. La tansa wa'adaka. La here is la an-nahiya, the la of prohibition. La tansa wa'adaka. Do not forget your promise. Tansa here, we can see that the alif has also been deleted. Okay. La tadnu min al-kabshi. La tadnu. You remember the verb tadnu, it ends with waw. Waw has been deleted. Do not get close to the ram. Lam yasfu. You remember yasfu is yasfuwa. Yasfu with waw at the end. Waw has been deleted from here. Lam yasfu, lam yasfu, lam yasfu al-jaw. The weather will not be clear. The weather did not become clear, or the weather wasn't clear. Lam ya'du al-hisanu. You realize that it is also ya'du with waw. Waw has been deleted. The horse did not run. So when it's supposed to end in alif, and when it's has the weak ending verb has alif at the end, and it's supposed to be in the jusive case, that is supposed to be majzoom, the alif is deleted completely. We don't give it sukun, it is deleted. When it is waw also, we've just realized that waw also is deleted from it. Okay, now let's see the last batch, which is yai. It says lam ashtahi. The yai has been taken off, it's left with the how. Lam ashtahi at-ta'ama. I did not desire the food. Lam yajri. You realize that the yajri, the yai has been deleted. Lam yajri al-ma'u. The water did not run. Lam ya'wi al-dhi'bu. The wolf did not howl. So you see that when it's supposed to be majzoom, the weak ending is deleted completely. Be it alif, be it waw, be it yai. But when it's supposed to be mansub, that is when it's supposed to take fatha. Waw and yai can take the fatha. They have some strength. But alif cannot take it. So the fatha still does not show. So on alif, fatha does not show, dhamma does not show. Kesra, of course, verbs do not take kesra. Sukun does not show. But waw can take fatha. Waw, yai can take fatha. Okay. Now, when we come to sukun, the waw will not take the sukun, it will be deleted. Yai will not take the sukun, it will be deleted. Alif will not take the sukun, it will be deleted. Now with this done, I think we've done a lot of the bath. So we will read the bath, we will try to be a bit quicker. He says, انظروا إلى الأفعال المضارعة التسعة في القسم الأول. Look at the 9 present tense verbs in the first part. If you are holding the book, please you put your eyes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is what he's talking about. Al-Qism al-Awwal. And when we say al-qismu sani, we are looking at awaddu an yatagadda from here 1, 2, 3. This is the second part up to 9 here. And then when we say the last 9 will be this third part. Okay. He says, انظروا إلى الأفعال المضارعة التسعة في القسم الأول. Look at the first 9 present tense verbs. تجدها جميعا معتلة الآخر. You find all of them having weak ending verbs. Of course, one ends with alif, one ends with waw, one ends with yai. These are the weak letters. When they end a verb, their verbs are called weak ending verbs. الثلاثة الأولى منها بالألف. What we are talking about, the first 3 end with alif. والثلاثة الثانية بالواو. The second 3 they end with waw. والثلاثة الأخيرة, and the last 3 بالياي, they end with the letter yai. وتجدها جميعا معربة لخلوها من نوني التوكيد والإناث. We've already said that present tense verb is mu'rab. They decline, they change vowels at their end. If I say يذهب الولد, يذهب الولد, يذهب here is ending in dhamma. If I say لم يذهب الولد, the يذهب will now end in sukun. Then I will say أريد أن يذهب الولد. Now يذهب here is taking fatha. So such a verb, we say it is declinable. It is mu'rab. It changes. Now all these verbs we have here, they accept changes, alright, because present tense verb has only 2 cases where it becomes static. That is when it is attached to nun al-tawkid and then nun al-niswa. We've done this. You can go back to refer where we did bina al-fi'l al-mudari. Okay. So he's saying that all of them are mu'raba. All the verbs accept changes because likhuluwiha, because they are devoid of nunay at-tawkid. The 2 nun, one is at-tawkid and one is inath. That is nun al-niswa. وجميعها مرفوعة لخلوها من أدوات النصب والجزم. And the first 3, all of the first 3 are marfu. They are nominative. They are in the nominative case. They are all marfu. Why? Because they do not have any adawat nasb or jazm preceding it. There is no an or lam preceding them. That is talking about the first 3. These 3 here. 1, 2, 3. They do not have adawat al-jazm or adawat al-nasb preceding them. Okay. And he says, ولكن ما السبب في عدم ظهور الضمة التي هي علامة الرفع في أواخرها. But then, what is the reason why the dhamma is not showing عدم ظهور, the lack of appearance? What is the reason for the lack of appearance of the dhamma التي هي علامة الرفع, which is the sign of raf'u? So the present tense verb is not preceded by adawat al-nazb or adawat al-jazm. And so originally it should be marfu. And if it is marfu, we should see dhamma at the end. So why is the dhamma not appearing in its ending, awakhirha? As-sababu, the reason, anna akhira kulli fi'lin min hazihi al-af'al harf illa. The reason is because the ending of each of these verbs, the first 3, there is a harf illa, a weak ending verb. Wa harful illa, and the weak verb, there is a weak letter. Harf illa is a weak letter. And he's saying that wa harfu illa, the weak letter, in kana alifan, if it is alif, ta'azzara zuhur الضمة عليه. He's saying that if it is alif, ta'azzara, it becomes impossible for dhamma to appear on it. The weak ending verb, when it ends with alif, it can't take dhamma. Wa in kana wawan, if it is waw or yai, كان ضمه مستثقلا. Its dhamma is considered to be heavy for it, not impossible as compared to the alif. This dhamma is considered to be heavy for it. If you say Ya'du al-Hisan, Ya'du al-Hisan, Arabs consider that to be heavy on the tongue for you to say Ya'du al-Hisan, or you say Yajriyul ma'u. They consider it to be heavy, but they feel it can take it. It is the alif that they see that alif is weakest. It can't take anything. So they say that when the verb is a weak ending verb, it ends with alif, it is impossible for dhamma to appear on it. And if it is waw or yai that is ending the verb, kana dhammuhu mustathqalan. The dhamma is considered to be heavy for it, is weighty, and so it also does not show. ولذلك لم يكن هناك بد من بقاء حرف العلة ساكنا, and so there was no way except that the harf illa remained sakinan, remained without vowel. When we say sakinan, bimana it has no vowel or it is carrying sukun. وتقدير الضمة عليه في جميع الأحوال, and dhamma is hidden on it in all cases. When it ends with waw, when it ends with alif, when it ends with yai, dhamma is hidden on top of it. The dhamma doesn't show clearly if it is marfu. And we look at this. He says, انظر إلى هذه الأفعال نفسها مرة ثانية في القسم الثاني. So you look at these same verbs in the second part which I showed you. تجدها معربة كما كانت في القسم الأول. You find it to be mu'rab. It is also declinable. It accepts changes as it was في القسم الأول in the first part. ولكنها تغيرت من الرفع إلى النصب لدخول أدوات النصب عليها. But then it has now changed from raf'u to nasb because adawat al-nasb has been introduced, which is the an and the lan. وَإِذَا بَحَثْنَا فِي أَوَاخِرِهَا, if we should look at its endings, لَمْ نَجِدْ لِلنَّصْبِ أَثَرًا, we will not find for the nasb any effect. Athar is effect or sign. لَمْ نَجِدْ لِلنَّصْبِ أَثَرًا ظاهرا في الأفعال التي آخر كل منها ألف. Those verbs that end with alif, when they are preceded with an adawat al-nasb, you do not find any effect for nasb. You do not find the fatha showing completely. The fatha does not show at all. بخلاف الأفعال التي آخرها واو أو ياء, as against those verbs whose ending are waw and yai, as we saw. When it ends with waw or ends with yai and there is an or lan before it, the fatha shows clearly on the waw and the yai. فَإِنَّ النَّصْبَ فِيهَا ظَاهِرٌ, for the accusative case is apparent when it's waw or yai. وَالسِّرُّ فِي هَذَا الْإِخْتِلَافِ, and the secret السِّرُّ, and the secret في هذا الاختلاف, in these differences, أن الألف, that the alif يتأذر تحريقها, vowelization of alif is impossible. Tahriq is vowelization, giving vowels to something. That is what we call tahriq. ولذلك تقدر عليها الفتحة في حال النصب. And so due to that, when it's supposed to take fatha, the fatha is hidden. تقدر, it is hidden. أما الواو والياء, as for waw and yai, فمن السهل النطق بهما مفتوحتين. It is easy for one to pronounce them, النطق بهما, pronounce them مفتوحتين with fatha. يجري, يسفو is easy to pronounce. ولذلك تظهر عليها الفتحة عند النصب. And so fatha shows clearly on waw and yai when they are mansub. Okay. Now this is the part he just explained. He just explained for us this part. When it ends with alif, the fatha did not show. Even though an and lan were there, it did not show. But when it ends with waw here, you can see an tad'uwa, an tadnuwa, an yasfuwa, lan yad'uwa, lan ya'duwa. You can see also lan ashtahiya, an yajriya, لن يعوي. So when it is waw and yai, they take the fatha, but when it is alif, it does not take the fatha. Now let's look at the last paragraph here. It says انظر إلى هذه الأفعال مرة ثالثة في القسم الثالث. It says look at these same verbs in the third part. تجدها معربة كما كانت في القسمين السابقين. You find them to be declinable as they were before. They are still declinable. They accept changes. ولكنها صارت هنا مجزومة لدخول عوامل الجزم عليها. Now when you hear awamil, is the same as adawat. Awamil is factors. Adawat is also like tools, and they are also factors. It says ولكنها صارت. صار means to become, but then these verbs have now become majzuma. They've become majzuma, that is juicy case. لدخول عوامل الجزم عليها, because they've been tools. We've now seen tools of jazm, which is the lam, has been introduced to it, and then la and nahiya. They all cause the present tense verb to end in the juicy case or the jazm to become majzum. That is, they cause them to take scorn. فما علامة الجزم فيها. So what is the sign that shows us that this verb is majzum? نتأمل أواخر هذه الأفعال فنجدها محذوفة. We try to look at the endings of these verbs and then we find it deleted. محذوفة. محذوفة, deleted. وقد كانت ثابتة, and before it was there. ثابتة بمعنى it was available. في القسمين السابقين, in the first two parts we talked about, the yai and the alif and the waw were present, but here they are now mahzufa. وإذا بحثنا عن السبب, and we should look at the reason. في ذلك, if you look at the reason for that, لم نجد سببا, you will not find any reason سوى, except دخول الأدوات الجازمة عليها. دخول الأدوات الجازمة عليها, except the دخول الأدوات الجازمة عليها, it should be كسرة. The entry of the tools that causes jazm has been introduced. The entry of the tools that causes jazm, that is what is causing the present tense verb, their ending, weak endings, to be deleted. The waw, the alif and the yai, they've been deleted in the last part, as I indicated to you. فهي التي حذفت هذه الأواخر. Let me show it to you clearly. He's saying that this la and nahiya, lam here, he says there are those, he says here التي حذفت هذه الأواخر. It is what deleted the endings of the verbs. The lam and the la and nahiya, they deleted the endings of the verb. وبذلك يكون هذا الحذف علامة الجزم. And so this deletion becomes the sign of jazm. So when you are talking about i'rab, you see, when you talk about i'rab, let's do some quick i'rab here before we even come down. Something like يتغذى الغلام. يتغذى فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة المقدرة على آخره للتعذر. فعل مضارع مرفوع، أو يتغذى فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة المقدرة على الألف. You can say that like that, either على آخره or على الألف للتعذر, because it is impossible. Same i'rab goes for all the raf'u here. يصفو, تدنو. If you say يصفو فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة المقدرة على الواو. Then you say للاستثقال, or you say للثقل, because it is weighty. So you say for ashtahi also, when it ends with yai, yajri, ya'wi, you also say فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة المقدرة على الياء للثقل, because it is heavy. It is مقدرة, the dhamma is hidden, because it is heavy for the ya'i to accept it. Let's come here. أود أن يتغذى, it is still alif ending it. Again we say يتغذى فعل مضارع منصوب بأن, فعل مضارع منصوب بأن وعلامة نصبه الفتحة المقدرة, وعلامة نصبه الفتحة المقدرة على الألف للتعذر. Let's come to واو. أخاف أن تدنو يسرني أن يصفو. تدنو فعل مضارع منصوب بأن وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة, الفتحة الظاهرة, because the fatha is apparent. It can, wow takes it, alright. Same is said for أشتهي يجري يعوي. أشتهي فعل مضارع منصوب بلن, أشتهي فعل مضارع منصوب بلن وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على الياء or على آخره. Okay, then we come here. This is before we read the qawaid or the qaida. It says لم يتغذى الغلام. What do you say? يتغذى here, you say فعل مضارع مجزوم, فعل مضارع مجزوم وعلامة جزمه حذف حرف العلة, وعلامة جزمه حذف the deletion of حرف العلة, the weak letter. Again, let me use this one. Let me just come again on يتغذى. لم يتغذى, say يتغذى فعل مضارع مجزوم وعلى فعل مضارع مجزوم بلم, مجزوم بلم, it is مجزوم because of لم وعلامة جزمه حذف حرف العلة. Okay, now let's come لا تنسى. You say تنسى فعل مضارع وعلامة فعل مضارع مجزوم بلا الناهية. It is مجزوم because of لا الناهية وعلامة جزمه حذف حرف العلة. That is how it goes. Same with لم أشتهي. أشتهي فعل مضارع مجزوم بلم وعلامة جزمه حذف حرف العلة. It goes the same with all. So that is the i'rab. When you go to the exercises, the tamirinat, the last exercises, there is tamirin fil i'rab. You can just use this as a guide. It says al-qaida, the ruling. الفعل المضارع المعتل الآخر, فعل مضارع which has a weak ending. الفعل المضارع المعتل الآخر, the present tense verb which has a weak ending. يرفع بضمة مقدرة. When it is رفع, it is made مرفوع by a hidden dhamma. على الألف والواو والياء, all three endings, whether it ends with waw, whether it ends with alif or yai, its alama of raf'u is dhamma muqaddara. You don't put the dhamma on it if you are writing. If you are pronouncing, you don't pronounce the dhamma if it is marfu, because it is weak, it can't take it. وَيُنْصَبُ بِفَتْحَةٍ مُقَدَّرَةٍ عَلَى الْأَلِفِ. And still when it is fatha, the fatha, when it is supposed to be mansub and it ends with alif, the fatha will still not show. It is still muqaddara. وَظَاهِرَةٍ here means وَفَتْحَةٍ ظَاهِرَةٍ عَلَى الْوَاوِ وَالْيَاءِ. And on waw and yai, if it's supposed to be mansub, the fatha will show clearly. وَيُجْزَمُ بِحَذْفِ الْآخِرِ. And when it's supposed to be majzoom, it is by حذف الآخر or حذف حرف العلة. When it's majzoom, we make it majzoom by deleting the weak ending. That is how it goes. Okay. Anything that is unclear, do well to ask. Inshallah, we will clarify it for you. We don't like the lesson being too lengthy. And also, we can't cut it because it is a grammar topic. When you cut it like that, it breaks the understanding. So since it's a video, you pause and play however you wish. You can stream however you wish. Please do well to share it. And if you've not subscribed, do well to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get notified whenever a new lesson drops. As I've already explained, the inconsistency and the breakages and the delays in the lessons is due to my tight schedule. I just love to do this, but I have a very tight schedule, and so you pardon me if the lessons are not coming as quick as you want it. Whenever they don't drop intermittently, we'll be dropping some pieces of lessons. When I'm not able to sit and record, I'll be dropping some pieces of lessons like the poems and other stuff which are equally important, which we can refer to inshallah. Let's do well to share. Someone somewhere might just be in need of this. Okay, till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Enjoy your time. I wish you all the best inshallah. Till we meet again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bye bye.